But I think if they figure that out, especially here on the Aerowalk, they have a good chance of taking the American side.
And they're not going against the favorites now, so maybe it's going to be a little easier to understand how they're going to play and maybe a more normal environment for themselves. But we've started right now in the loser bracket game. We are on GT's perspective, who has got the quad early on, has actually managed to escape a little bit, so should be able to do some damage. And he's got his first frag on the board, but can he find any others? Immediately dispatched, actually. Brilliant work from Bogo.
And I'm very glad I got the frag tracker up, because actually the only reason I need the frag tracker up is for team kills. I could turn off everything else and just log team kills and I'll be happy.
You just want to know when they mess up. That's
exactly, yeah. Because they are going to be killing each other quite often, no joke. So Bogo Joker doesn't have many jokes at the moment either. But right now, of course, just getting started here. We have first frags, first quad, first weapon pickups, first red armor, so things are going to be incredibly messy, but it looks like we have a bit of a party here erupting out of the red armor room as GT finally getting some of the cam on him, well, for a little bit anyway.
Yeah, well, it's weird watching GT on this map and him not dying repeatedly, so we've got to have to get used to that fact a little bit, but at the moment Bogo is getting the better of them. Some great work, actually, from USA and Canada.
Yeah, good positioning, good spam on his rockets. He's taking a little bit of damage there. Nice shotgun, spinning right around in midair. Just go, oh, you dare to shoot me? And he's going to be on a bit of a streak here now as he spots both Brazilian players up top towards the red armor room. Going to be looking for both Blood Dog and Bogo Joker to kind of put the noose on that room, shut them out of there, and still be able to capitalize on them when they spawn.
It was actually his partner, Blood Dog, who I think was getting most of the kills during that quad run. Anyway, he seemed to be on the other side of the map, just dispatching everybody. Bogo is extremely weak right now. They've managed to get a bit of a lead following that quad run, and he decides he no longer wants to live anymore. Bored? Is that?
Yeah, bored of
how
life.
You put it? I think DDK said.
A little bit of ennui, yeah. All right, so we got Bogo Joker up top, trying to make that rocket jump happening, but not so much. So Blood Dog is going to be also dying on the red armor pad. We're moving back over to GT, and Dev is actually going to be on the quad. It's interesting that we're seeing him still on there. And like you mentioned, once the quad is taken, he can be such a force on the map that everybody just wants to avoid him. And so that means that, all right, they're just going into the opening and waiting arms of the teammate without quad. So
no, exactly.
Definitely have that effect.
Sorry, the quads so far haven't really been getting destroyed immediately, although they've been very good at getting rid of the quad as they move into that center area of the map.
Absolutely, yeah. Trapping out the quad, being able to call it. It's like CTF, you know, it's going out high, so, you know, spam the heck out of it. So now we've got Blood Dog on the red armor, getting a good grab, extending that lead 33-18 as GT is going to try to push up the stairs just to take down some of that armor, if nothing else, but it doesn't look like he's even going to get that.
Oh, well, Blood Dog is just picking up spawn frags over there, or through the teleporter, I'm not even sure. Oh, GT taking a lot of damage, going to get himself a little bit of armor, but not a great deal. Solid timing on red. Health up a bit, and he's looking good, in good shape for that next quad coming up.
You're just seeing frags getting traded, just one teammate after another, but that's going to be GT actually on the quad, 24-36. If he can get out of here, he has no armor, but if he can get anything out of this quad, it will certainly help close that gap. There's a nice little rocket pop. He's still alive, however, and now on top of the map. But, it's going to be Bogo with the rocket to take him down. So Dev, in the meantime, still is here with armor, and it's actually GT back on the red, so the Brazilians are fairly well stacked at this point. GT with armor and a mega health. We don't actually see that very often because, especially the last time on Aerowalk we saw him, he was just, you know, spotting, grabbing a weapon and going, all right, where's the body? I just need a face to shoot at.
Dev is doing a brilliant work over here. GT is just getting a ton of frags. And all of a sudden, Team Brazil are in the lead. They were 10, 15 plus behind, and they've just turned it around. Dev really just formally rename him as the King of Red on Aerowalk. I mean, this is just where he's made his home here. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, as Quake has evolved, the center of control in this map has kind of shifted from the top of this room to maybe the bottom of the staircase to, you know, even the corner next to Mega. It's kind of drifted downhill over the years, but right now, yeah, that red room is definitely the place to be, to hold on to. And right now, GT is coming back in just to give Dev a bit of a high five, maybe grab some resources. But no, Dev
they've done that twice now. In the last 15
GT
seconds,
the corner. Yeah.
They've killed each other at least twice in the last 10 seconds. That's yeah, something you could probably avoid. They've managed to get a lead, but yeah, don't keep doing that. That's bad.
So Bogo Joker and Blood Dog trying to move into the red armor room now. They're only 3 frags behind at this point. Bogo Joker looking for the right time to either go up the stairs or come across from rocket launcher. It's looking for anybody who's getting smoked out. Jeez, flick rails are cool. Flick rockets are just incredible.
Oh. And I think, did you just kill his teammate there?
Yes, he did, yeah. Now we know.
You weren't joking when you said this is going to happen on this map. It is happening a lot.
All right, but GT back on the red armor here, getting a little bit of health. We have Quad coming up in 5 seconds. He's going to be taking the teleporter. It's fairly safe up there, but Bogo's, oh man, what teamwork there. Dev laying down the defense to make sure that GT doesn't get shafted off before he can pick up the quad. Now that does leave him rather weak, but all he needs is a pixel and a frame, and he will give you a frag.
This is very nice from GT as well, and Dev is supporting fantastically with his own frags on the side. Oh my god, it is just getting torn apart at the moment. GT going ham on all of them.
Yeah, you just, yeah, you do what you do for a little second. I'm just going to sit here and watch.
What is happening? The amount of frags, they've just got a 20 frag lead all of a second.
Yeah.
It was 5 frags at the beginning of quad.
And then GT finishes that quad off with a nice dessert of red armor. Dev getting a nice telefrag on Bogo as well, trying to move up the stairs. But no, GT is actually, this is good. This is what we needed when the Brazilians were playing against Ragnarok, where you have GT back up on this position, him being the one who holds it down. And then Dev, you know, if he gets any frags out on the board, cool. If not, GT's still well stacked.
Yeah, that play on the red, I mean, I think Dev
Oh,
temporarily
the timing
getting
on that
oh
frag
my god.
to clear up the quad, putting GT back on the quad for yet another run. And it looks like Dev was caught in a skirmish with
It's going to happen again.
both Americans at the time, so it really looks like that GT didn't have any concern for a trap there. And yeah, this is just going to be absolutely brutal.
This is disgusting. Almost getting Bogo once again over there. I don't know how we need a frag counter on this. It is so important to have that.
One thing on the config at a time. I'm doing it.
Yeah. He's
right.
just firing off everything at the moment. There we go, quad finally down, and he's still got a reasonable stack after the end of it. And what is the frag difference? There's now almost 35 between Team Brazil and USA and Canada.
Absolutely.
And he finally
nuts.
goes down. GT, what a run he had between the last 2 quads.
All right, so Blood Dog trying to get back in on the red armor, and this thing has turned around so incredibly quickly and at such an extent that, you know, 3 minutes, it's actually going to be kind of difficult. We're hoping that Blood Dog can get this grab at the very least, not get trapped on the exit. Yeah, no real damage coming through mid, and we've actually got Bogo Joker holding down the red armor for Blood Dog to, you know, go, all right, I don't really want the red armor right now. I really want to find these guys because we don't have time, but the rocket right out of the teleporter shuts that quad run down.
And they just weren't able to get the same amount of work done at all, not even similarly as GT was doing here on Aerowalk. I think that, again, they're being pretty evasive. I think GT seems to be very good at leading that defensive, defensive maneuvers. They're always communicating about where is the quad on the map, and somehow in such a small space able to get away from him.
Well, they're starting to put it back together, though, so they have time if they can keep this roll going. But GT finally breaking Blood Dog's streak a little bit there as Bogo Joker is still trying to hold down this side of the map. But without the resources himself, it's not much more than a nice gesture.
Oh, some lovely spawn work there from Bogo, actually. That finally gets just deserves right at the end. Quad is going to be up. He would love to keep it for himself. He's got a bit of armor and health and just about survives, but he's got to watch out so much. Hero, can he get rid of them? GT right in front of him, making life difficult. Only 4 health left. And some packs right on the floor that he can take.
Ooh, and GT ends up killing Dev there as well. Not what they want right now, because, yeah, you see 73 and 91, but that can disappear in a blink of an eye. So Bogo still on this run. Hopefully for him, he can convert this run into control of red. GT's going to be, I don't want to say threatening through the teleport. It's hard to do that when you got quad on the other end, but Bogo coming out of there is going to be dropped down to 1 health. He finishes that quad not with the red armor, but with almost getting killed himself. Blood Dog fortunately has got his eyes on the ball. GT's also got a bit of armor himself, and he's back here in mid and doesn't care if he has quad or not. His LG is going to be incredibly devastating.
Sub 1 minute to go. We've got about 19 frags in between them. Is this something that can be chased with the final quad going to be appearing relatively soon? It is going to be Bogo, so you're saying Canada do get what they need, but they got Mega up as well, taken just before he dies. This is where you have got to go ham. Get a bit of the spirit of GT in you and see if you can pile up those frags a little bit.
He needs Blood Dog to corral them, though. He's trying to find bodies, but GT's always a little bit difficult to pin down by the look of it. So coming back over top map, already running into a rocket immediately. And he doesn't have a whole lot of stack left, but he's able to take GT down again. That's one more. 81 to 97, though. 18 seconds is going to be tough.
Yeah, I think what they've done, Team Brazil, is they've really managed to slow the game down enough. Where every time the quad was taken by USA and Canada, they just couldn't seem to pick up the frags quick enough. And then they thought, well, we've got such a fantastic lead now that stay back, don't fight.
Absolutely. That last quad run, how many times did Blood Dog actually see Dev? We saw GT a lot, obviously, but where was Dev?
No, he's just, mysterious man.
Yeah.
GT getting 61 frags, everyone else in the low 40s there, so this is very different to what we saw from Team Brazil versus Ragnarok.
Right.
GT really able to show up in this game and show us what all the hype about him was for.
Absolutely, so I'm going to do a little something here real quick.
Are you working some magic here? He's a witch.
Okay, there we go. That should be nice.
So we are going to be getting
Blood
ZTN?
Run, yeah. This is going to be interesting.
Different pace on this one.
Not for GT.
It's all the same for him.
Yep.
Does not matter. Looks as if we're going to be getting was that the countdown coming in?
Yep.
There it is. Whoopa.
Yeah. QTV gives us such dramatic slowdowns and speed ups, and it's very cinematic. It's great. Oof. All right, but I think we're gonna get it live here on Blood Run. Now they're looking for one more restart here.
Are they going into the Matrix right now? Or?
Yes. Yeah, navigating the Matrix for sure. But yeah, I hope that the Americans have had a bit of a breather since the last map.
Just a tiny one.
Just inhale, exhale. You're ready for Blood Run.
I don't think you do it. You don't do breathing during the map itself, but afterwards you have to have like a bit of a recovery period. Oh, GT did get himself onto that red very quickly, but it is Bogo who gets the quad, and did he kill himself? No, actually Dev took him out.
But quad's going to be off the board already, and here, once you're on a quad run, once you can get out of there, if you could set up in the middle and get spawn frags, then yeah, you can't allow your teammate to kind of do the same thing. GT just on top of that red armor, just raining down all the pains. 8 on -1 already? Okay, that's cool.
Negative. It's just, that was very quick. And that was 30 seconds into the game. That was a monster start. Even though USA and Canada actually got their first quad themselves, they couldn't do anything with it.
GT wanted to ask him a question. All right, so we've got GT coming back in mid-map. We got Bogo Joker getting away with armor, but not a lot of health there, so he's going to be fairly weak. Blood Dog coming around the corner. Dev should be there to take care of him as GT tries to hold down mid, but it's not going to quite happen. So Blood Dog looking for this Mega to come back up, but unfortunately for him, he's got to worry more about quad at this point. Right now, Dev on top of quad, only 13 health. Here they come, but they can't get any cells locked on him. So he was able to get through here. And look at this, Dev is doing a great thing. He's actually going fairly silent. He's making sure that this side of the map, he can spam off. He can keep them from coming this way. And so GT has the ability to get armor, get health, and maybe get a few frags of his own. This is a great play from Dev.
Oh, I like it. He's so much slower and thoughtful about all of the moves.
Thoughtful.
It's not that
That's exactly the word, yeah.
There's no real chaos with Dev. You can see everything is very precise.
Yeah.
And well thought out. So
I like that guy. The opportunity to finally meet all these guys face to face. I've always wanted to go to QH LAN, but obviously it's not always justifiable.
It's a different part of the world.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Sweden for a 16-person LAN. It's a little bit hard, a little bit of expense, but yeah, this has been a real treat meeting all these guys.
I haven't really looked at the scoreboard for that recently, but
maybe
what has just happened?
Hide your eyes, yeah.
We actually just saw a pretty close Aerowalk, and yeah, this is something else.
Well, Bogo Joker might have the ability to slow things down here at the very least. Really, wow, really aggressive from him to go, no, I'm not turning around, I'm not getting scared of this corridor, I'm taking over that. I'm the one with quad.
Yeah.
Why am I scared?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're meant to be afraid of me. And we've got the red coming up in a second. He might have a couple of seconds left on that quad damage, but it seems a bit of recovery. They've managed to get themselves on the board a little bit.
Right.
Dev going to go down. Oh, and he is going to manage to find GT at the same time.
Yeah, especially as they're so focused on finding Bogo and doing some damage, and they're going to do it, but as long as you can get some frags off of it, that scoreboard is going to get a little bit tighter.
We control that red area. Item is going to be up. Is there someone, teammate, going to get that ball?
Just wanted both of those frags there, and he got him.
Yeah, that's a lot of frags. I mean, sure, this QuakeWorld seems to be the type of game is that, okay, it's all right to give up a couple of frags when you've got these, when you're talking about big numbers in the game overall. But you can't keep throwing yourself both at players like that.
Yeah, that was maybe a little ill-advised. If they both had LGs, you know, they could have done a bit of focus fire, and that would have gone very quickly. But no.
And actually, I thought that was going to be Dev picking up the quad again, but somehow you saying in Canada they managed to spawn nearby and just get into the room right at the last second to pick things up. 40 health left, though, on Bogo. He really needs some armor. He managed to find a little bit on the side there. I think there's a green. And no.
Not so much.
Dies fast.
As you do. GT, though, nice shot there. Dev is going to be able to take over that position, trying to keep the top of the map. And keeping an eye on Rocket Launcher will be very handy as GT gets himself away with yellow armor, but not a whole lot of health. Dev's in just about the same state here, so as this next round of items comes up, it's going to be a little bit touch and go.
And this is a loser bracket or a game, remember. If USA and Canada lose this map, they are out of the tournament. And you can actually see them on camera right now, in fact.
Have we done an interview with them yet?
Not with them.
Okay, I think we ought to. Maybe not the best timing after this.
Yeah,
but,
I'm not sure. It could be better. Let's catch them in good spirits, you know.
Yeah, certainly. But yeah, 24-48, they certainly aren't out of this yet, especially since the last 3 quad runs have been theirs, and they've been fairly convincing ones as well. Just dodging over that last grenade, Bogo Joker's eager to get back into mid and start reaping some of these potentials for spawn frags.
The thing is, USA and Canada have been amazing at getting these quad damages, but they haven't really been able to do anything with the runs. So this has been one of the best so far, I think, from Bogo. He's picking up a lot more right now.
And he's going to live to enjoy the very end of that, getting some health as well. A little bit of red armor left over. Blood Dog just picking up full red armor. So yeah, they're well stacked. They just need to decide, okay, where are Dev and GT going to try to take this control back from, and how can we punish them for it? Well, GT with that rocket, going to be able to...
Both those rockets.
Yeah, find them there, yeah. Oh, whoa, where did he come from? Something often said in GT's presence, I'm sure. I'm a bit of a fanboy, I'm sorry.
Of GT now, I think I don't blame you. This guy is going absolutely mental now that we've really had a chance to admire his play. He's gone absolutely berserk, but you know, a lot of people have been, I don't say giving a hard time, I think that's unfair to Dev, saying, oh, well, he's not the teammate that GT wants or anything, but he, you know, he's definitely playing a very strong supportive role.
Solid, yeah. All right, so GT just surviving here in mid, just being absolutely mental. But 4 minutes, 15 seconds left. It's still incredibly close, but they're kind of keeping it, you know, 1 frag for 1 frag at the moment.
But this is like the lead that was established by GT and Dev right at the beginning, and there's still the recovery phase right now from USA and Canada.
And it's just been bait. How many people have died before that red armor even got picked up?
They lost a few frags from that expedition at the moment, but I think we're going to have quad once again spawning in just a few moments. You'll see the timers on the left who are popping up soon. They're up 5 seconds until quad. And can Brazil hold on to it? We are getting some fairly well-timed attacks actually from USA and Canada. They've done decently, and it's still, there was still a bit of a charge. Did quad die rapidly?
Looks like it, and yeah, that was it took a lot of damage from Blood Dot, but he's finally able to take down GT. We got Bogo Joker with yellow armor. Dev's going to be able to find him there, and that was actually some decent damage that's going to make him a lot softer of a target. Moving him for this next round of items. Red Armor's going to be back up here, and Blood Dog has,
this is good
for
shape.
once, nobody in mid to challenge him for it.
This is really nice stack that he's got for himself at the moment. He's trying to cut off Dev a little bit, does manage to pick up that kill.
Oh,
GT
wow.
right at the end. Oh, he's just about able to survive, and he's actually picking up a whole bunch of frags right now. Beautifully done there from Blood Dog.
Absolutely. And good response against the focus fire, too. He knew exactly which targets to focus on first, and he was able to rack up a lot of nice spawn frags.
No, this has been absolutely... Oh, he just took a massive face rocket just there, but... Oh, Bogo is picking up a kill on the other side of that wall, though. And with that quad spawning in 1 second, Blood Dog doing what he has to keep his team in the game right now. 2.5 minutes left to get these 10 frags up, and maybe even beyond to secure themselves a victory for that tiebreaker map. But he is so weak right now. He's got so little to work with, but he's got to continue asserting himself on this map. Where the hell is Team Brazil? There's one just helping out his mate, saving his life. Ooh. And spawn frags, this is happening for him. There's only 4 frags between the 2 teams now. Oh my god, they're making it happen. What the hell is going on?
GT's just not going to hide. He just constantly wants to do damage against the quad, but Blooddog's LG making really slow work of Dev, but can finally take him down. Blooddog's gonna be fairly weak, but he just keeps picking up these frags and keeps recovering on the items, putting them 3 frags in the lead. 2 minutes for the Brazilians to get their act back together. Otherwise, they're gonna be forced into a tiebreaker.
I thought they were going to take the next 2 minutes to get that lead back, but they did it so quickly. Blooddog has been playing incredibly in these last couple of quad runs.
Blooddog finally gets focus fired down. Bogo Joker coming around to save the day, or at least get away with 10 health and that quad. Nobody seems to know which way he's going, but he's got health to pick up, but not quickly enough. And again, the blur comes out of nowhere to take him down. So 75 to 71, Bogo Joker looking for maybe a freebie on the spawn pad.
Because right now they managed to do what they had to get that lead, but can they hold on to it? We're going to have one more quad spawning on this map in about 20, 30 seconds time.
Does Bogo Joker really just want to stay here and stay stacked for this quad? He might be. There's another red coming up before the quad, though, so it would be nice to get a refill from him. But he's going to be chasing GT through, but he can catch him on the teleporter. Getting this red armor at this point is such a massive factor leading into this last quad.
Amazing
and he ends up
defense.
only losing 10 points of that armor as players are coming in after him one after another. All right, that one was a little bit more messy, and Dev can finally take him on down. So that means that there's not going to be an easy quad here for anybody.
I mean, I don't know, with 40 seconds left, if USA and Canada managed to get this quad, I think they will have done it. Yep,
Bogo Joker's got it. Yeah, this is almost impossible for the Brazilians now.
I know it took about 30 seconds for USA and Canada to get that comeback to happen, but they have the quad right now, not Team Brazil. This looks like they've managed to do what they had to after such an amazing start from Team Brazil. They played the long game.
They can now take that quad and go home, at least for this map. I mean, just keeping it out of Dev or GT's hands is all they needed to do. So mission accomplished, and that will be a tiebreaker between USA and Canada and Brazil.
Sounds weird when you put it that way. Very good game there. That is going to be Bogo Joker up at the top. But I think of Blooddog, I'm actually surprised to see that he doesn't have more frags. There seemed to be about a 2-minute space where he got all those 45 frags.
Right. Yeah.
And that was it. And that's what helped the comeback happen. I thought that was extremely impressive, perseverant play.
It was the right frags, yeah. Oh boy, are we doing DM4 next? I think
is that what's going to be the tiebreak between them?
Okay.
This could be very climactic right now, or the complete opposite. But you know, the last DM4 that we watched was extremely close. I think it couldn't determine a winner until the last 10 seconds. Now I wonder, are we going to be gifted with such a game once again between these two teams? But they seem well matched, so I'm
a little bit limited here because I don't think I've seen the Brazilians play a match at DM4 just yet.
Oh really?
So I don't know if that's just because my sample size is awful, or because they would prefer not to play it. But it's drop, pick, so you know it wasn't tossed out by them.
Surely, you know, with a 5-map pool, they will be pretty well versed on at least the majority of the maps. I can't imagine on such an important map they'd be like, oh god, we have to win.
It's not a matter of being well versed. It's a matter of liking it. They know the map. I can guarantee you that. Yeah.
I've probably seen it a couple of times before.
Yeah, they certainly have.
No quad here though for these guys to worry about now. This is just
the constant beat grinder. Yeah. All right, but we got Bogo Joker up top, looking pretty comfortable already. That second rocket to Dev might not have been necessary. He needed a little bit more time on GT, but he's able to take him down. And GT, again, he just doesn't stop. It's like he doesn't even take a half a second to realize where he is out of the spawn.
Yeah, he's just going for it already. He's got red in his eyes, and he is making a shot. Look at it. He's just coming over and over and over. Dev's got that yellow up there, but finally the Brazilians look like they have brief control of the center map. But USA and Canada not relenting either. I've got a feeling if I keep up this way, then I'm going to be out of breath in just a few moments.
All right, well, it'll be a quick 10 minutes. I can promise you that. But 16 on 5. Blooddog on camera at this point. And he's got a good position, but he's going to get that focus fire from Dev, and Dev's LG is able to make quick work of even that red armor. I'm highly impressed. And yeah, with the LG being present here, yeah, this is going to be a bit of a rough one. But 23 on 10 here, so yeah, the Brazilians have to warm up to DM4 quickly now. GT down at the bottom. I'm not really sure if that rocket position really opens up the teleporter for his teammate, but they didn't really make it through there.
But you've got damage through floor, though, on this.
A little bit, yeah.
So,
I mean,
maybe there is some
splash
advantage.
Damage, yeah.
Pogo just having a party right there by the teleporter.
Yeah.
Getting a bunch of frags done there. And again, GT and Dev trying to attack the middle, just not able to get anything done. They've got to keep rushing it, though. They've got to make something work for them in that center map. And also, well, maintain control of that yellow-red room.
Absolutely. So GT down here, this really does look like a favorite position for the moment, just because there's so much splash damage you can get. And yeah, you're going to take some damage, but it also means it pops you up, and it's a situation where if you get popped up, you're actually in a better angle to do damage. So, so you're in this bad position, so you get one more good rocket.
Is that really what they want to bank on, though, at this stage? I don't know if that is, can you blame that on the spawns, or is that a viable, I don't know if a selected strategy?
Yeah. Especially with all the shaft coming out now. So 38 on 17, still pretty close in DM4 terms. So we're going to be seeing Bogo Joker still sort of in the pole position here, grabbing away yellow armor. Going to be keeping an eye on the red for the moment, but Dev's kind of flirting with that teleporter, as is GT. And Bogo Joker ends up getting smoked out. So yeah, Dev got a really good spawn there, and he's able to make a lot of trouble for USA and Canada.
Blood Dog is all still at the top area of the map, so he's able to do some damage, but it looks like we had a bit of a double attack there from GT and Dev managing to get something done, but they're always being pushed back. Just one of the US and Canada folks remain, and they seem to do the work for both of them.
Yeah, Blood Dog's LG, I don't know, from the few times I've seen it, I mean, his rockets seem a lot stronger than his LG. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, we're back on GT at the moment, 22 to 42, 44. Sorry, all the numbers are just blurring together at this point. That's what DM4 does to you. Well, to me anyway. So Dev gonna get taken down there pretty quickly. Blood Dog
killing his teammate there
is,
for a second.
you know, that teleporter location is just really nasty. But all you can do is just lay down the rockets and just hope. Dev's got sort of an intermediary position. This is okay. Once you get like green armor and LG, you can do some damage here, but you really can't expect to hold on to it for very long. Unfortunately, it's a little bit difficult to move into a better position there. You can kind of go for the grenade launcher corner, but that, yeah, it's nice, but it's not nearly as nice as having the top of either end of the top.
No, indeed.
Yeah. All right, so 4 minutes knocked off the clock, and still it's very close. I mean, it's slowly creeping in the American team's favor, but it's slow.
I mean, there's a tiny bit of work done by the Brazilian team right now to hold on to it. Like, I feel like the game's actually slowed down somehow from about 150 miles an hour to about 115.
Hey, you're coming up to speed, yeah.
So I feel like Team Brazil, at least, well, maybe now that they've got more center map control, it feels as if that
we'll see how long they can hold on
Canada,
to it.
they're slowing it down a bit. It's like, well, we got that lead. Let's try and lose it as slow as possible, or
yeah,
not lose it at all.
Which is a bit of a weird thing in DM4, just because one frag could turn into 4 so quickly. So, yeah, it's doable. It's just a little bit awkward.
It's coming back, though. I mean, it was over 20 frags of difference. Now we're looking at sub 15. I mean, I don't want to jinx the Brazilian team, but they did just get absolutely wrecked right there in the middle.
I think you jinxed it just as you were saying it the first time.
That's what happens. I do apologize, Brazil.
Well, Blood Dog's going to be looking for that red armor, but again, the focus fire is fairly impressive here. And it's Bogo who ends up making that kill there.
They'll take that. Team Brazil will be grateful.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Dev's got hardly any stack. He's just trying to hold on to this area, that green armor. I mean, that's not much padding on the side.
Yeah, Dev's focus here is tenuous at best. GT pulling together a nice frag, though. Bogo on the other side, same thing. GT moving over to red armor. We don't really get to see him with armor too much here. So, but anytime we do, it obviously opens a lot of possibilities for him.
Whoa there. Again, the GT is just warping my mind right now, the speed that he's been playing at. He's getting a whole bunch of frags. Dev's just lurking again on the support on the side, but GT doing a ton of work. And he's managed to get a bit of stack using some of the armors on the side. Oh, just about holding on to his position. He's down right at the bottom. Doesn't want to take that armor. He's just going to slow him down far too much. They are between 10 frags a difference now.
Armor's too heavy. Yeah, so 10 frags down from 19 is certainly a big deal. GT using that grenade launcher cubby just for a second in order to get some unresponded to LG. Oh, taking a bit of damage there. And he's not going to say that it's justifiable to stay there. He's just like, I think...
He needs to keep the pressure on. I think that's what he wants to do. Is just, I don't want to sit and wait for an armor that's not there yet. Let's.
I'm surprised he's not killing himself though, because I did learn last night that there is a kill bind that, you know, some players will use pretty judiciously. I need more coffee. Pretty often in order to go, all right, I'm in a bad position, I just need to respawn. You know, it's just one frag, no big deal. But yeah, still 10 frags between them.
And then you spawn exactly where you were.
Right, yeah. All right, just do it again, no problem.
God damn it.
All right, so 3 minutes left on the clock, and yeah, things are incredibly tense here on this DM4.
I mean, once again, now it's down to the wire between these two teams in terms of you're on the tiebreaker map. Whoever loses this is out of the tournament. Whoever wins is through to the next stage to improve their standing in this event.
GT's got a good position. This is a good place to be. And Dev dropping down for that LG. Again, I'm not a huge fan of that position for the long-term stuff. But if you need LG, you need LG. You just need to get back up top. Just unfortunately, going back up top means either a rocket jump or putting yourself out of position for such a long time. But right now, yeah, GT's got yellow, Dev's got, well, he had red at least, but it's going to be...
oh my god, look at the score
all
of a
they're
sudden.
both still alive, yeah.
We've got 2 frags between the teams at the moment. They are keeping it really close. I thought at the beginning that actually it's going to be completely, well, USA and Canada running away with it, but once again, I like that we're seeing...
Blood Dog's, I think he's still down below. He knows that GT's going to be smoking up there. Blood Dog has a little bit of that red armor, 2 frags down, and yeah, they definitely want to try to slow things down here a little bit, but with 2 minutes left over, it's a little bit early. Yeah, Bogo Joker finding GT taking that bait, and now they're both mid-tier, but Dev, again, his LG tracking is just astounding.
This is it. He makes this area his home. He's not going with the red room on DM4. He's just happy to be right here, and they've now taken the lead. There is 1 frag, 2 frags ahead for the Team Brazil. But that is so little to hold on to right now. They've got to keep going with the strategy. Whatever they've been doing in well, the last 2-3 minutes has been excellent for them.
You know, for all the metrics that we get out of Quake and QuakeWorld in particular, I would love to see how often on the focus fires does it take for one player to start firing and then his teammate to start firing. How in sync are they? Because right now, Dev and GT look to be right on point, and the lava claims a victim finally. It's been a hot minute since that's happened.
I wonder how many frags the Lava's had this game, actually. I mean, again, need a counter for that as well. Can you do that for me?
Can we request that for Quake Champions? Section in the scoreboard for the environment?
That would be, yeah.
We've been asking for that for years.
Exactly. Come on now.
We kind of mean it. So 1 minute here, and 90 to 82. Jeez, GT. Just, man.
And that's Team Brazil on the top left, you can see now. Dev on the left and the GT on the right.
Oh, Bogo Joker can find them both in the cubby. That's not good.
Pressure right now on USA and Canada. We've got just over 30 seconds. How are they going to be able to do this? There surely can't be a defensive plan with this few frags in favor of Team Brazil. They've got to keep being aggressive.
Playing the teleporter. Blood Dog's actually kind of stuck here. He's
can't
like,
do anything.
I dove down to see if they're in Mega. They weren't in Mega, and now...
Surely rocket jump up or something. You got to do something. 6 frags, and there's been no frags for about 20 seconds. You got to find them,
wow.
And GT gets another. There's pressure on them. They've got to charge them down. Bogo getting 1 frag. There's 6 frags. Dev on the side hiding, hoping.
Did Dev walk away from his keyboard? I think they're just slow spawning it now, but that'll be
2 seconds.
GG.
You can see already that they feel the loss on that one. Team Brazil get the victory, 2-1 in a very tight series, and that is GT leading the frags here on the last map. Close one though.
Wow.
Very close.
Yeah, I hope we can. I don't know if there's a camera on those guys right now, but I think there'll be nothing but smiles from both of them. That was a well-earned victory.
Almost. I mean, they were fighting an uphill battle going through that map after letting go of a 20-25 frag lead for USA and Canada, and managing to build it up. I mean, it's almost a story of ZTN when it was the reverse.
Right.
So absolutely fantastic. It looks like we will be getting an interview as well from GT and Dev in just a few moments.
Awesome.
But we will be able to look forward to some more games very soon, where we'll take a short break after the interview and continue things from there, where we can